Forget normal food. We're digging up 101 of the absolute weirdest things American fast food ever dared to call a menu item. We're talking beyond the big names, forgotten drive-ins, regional disasters, culinary abominations. Think peanut butter burgers, beer-steamed hot dogs, things that caused colorful results. Buckle up, this is 101 exhibits of pure fast food insanity that'll make you question everything. Let's go! 1. Ever stared at a burger and thought, needs more peanut butter? Apparently, someone at the Wheel-In Drive-In in Sedalia, Missouri did, blessing humanity with the Goober Burger. Yes, a beef patty generously smeared with creamy peanut butter, sometimes accompanied by lettuce and mayo, just to ensure maximum flavor chaos. It's a local legend, proving that some legends are best left unheard of, or at least untasted. 2. Remember Lums? This ghost of fast food past had a signature gimmick that sounded straight out of a college dorm. Hot dogs steamed in beer. They claimed it made them juicier, but let's be real. It probably just made them taste vaguely of regret and cheap lager. Imagine the smell in those restaurants. A boozy wiener wasn't enough to save them, shocking absolutely no one. 3. What cosmic blunder led McDonald's to believe the McPizza was a good idea? The burger giant trying to sling pizzas resulted in glacial service times, throwing their entire fast concept under the bus. Waiting 15 minutes for a subpar pizza while your fries got cold wasn't innovation. It was a masterclass in how not to diversify your menu. Epic, legendary fail. 4. Deep-fried Jell-O. Yes, you heard that right. While a staple of state fairs where deep-frying anything is basically law, some brave, or deeply misguided, independent fast food stands actually tried selling this. Cubes of wiggly Jell-O, battered, plunged into boiling oil, served hot and presumably gelatinous? The texture alone sounds like a punishment, not a treat. 5. Taco Bell's Bell. Beefer remains an enigma wrapped in a soggy bun. Why take perfectly good taco meat and ingredients and slap them onto a hamburger bun? It was a profound identity crisis in edible form, satisfying neither taco nor burger cravings, just confusing everyone who encountered it. It's like putting ketchup on sushi. Fundamentally wrong. 6. The defunct Roy Rogers chain once offered a gravy boat sandwich, which sounds less like food and more like a culinary threat. Imagine roast beef piled onto a bun that had been hollowed out and then filled, bathtub style, with gravy. Forget napkins. You'd need a bib and possibly a change of clothes. Engineering disaster waiting to happen. 7. Long before the Happy Meal, the defunct Burger Chef chain had the Fun Meal and a truly bizarre works bar. This wasn't just condiments. It was an unlimited topping free-for-all where customers could pile mountains of stuff onto their burgers. While seemingly generous, envision the cross-contamination, the mess, the sheer biohazard potential. Glorious chaos, terrible hygiene. 8. KFC's Double Down wasn't just a sandwich. It was an act of defiance against the tyranny of bread. 2 fried chicken fillets became the bun, embracing bacon and cheese in a greasy death grip. It was less a meal, more a dare, consumed primarily by people documenting their descent into culinary madness for social media. 9. Sonic Drive-In, God bless their weird hearts, gave us piccolos. Fried pickle slices. Not spears, not chips, but rings. Wait, no, they were slices too? Look, they fried pickles. While a bar staple in some corners of the South, offering them nationally felt like catering to a very specific, very tangy craving. Crispy, vinegary, undeniably odd for a drive-in staple. 10. Remember Noggles? The Mexican fast food chain that eventually merged with Del Taco? They had a legendary item called the cheese brain burrito. No, it wasn't actual brains, thank God. It was just an obscenely cheesy burrito whose molten filling apparently resembled gray matter. Appetizing. Marketing genius right there, folks. Pure poetry. 11. The cognitive dissonance of ordering a McLobster at McDonald's is still staggering. Lobster meat, likely weeping with shame, mixed with mayo sauce and served in a hot dog bun, right next to the McChicken. It cost a small fortune and felt like wearing a tuxedo to a monster truck rally, just fundamentally misplaced. 12. Wendy's attempt to enter the deli game with frescata sandwiches was just sad. Turkey and Swiss? Ham and Swiss? These cold, lifeless sandwiches tasted like something you'd find pre-made at a depressing airport kiosk. They lacked flavor, warmth, and any reason to choose them over a Frosty. 13. Pizza Hut's Priazzo wasn't pizza. It was an edible deep dish casserole sealed with a dough lid. This behemoth required specialized pans, took approximately 1 geological era to bake, and likely caused PTSD among Pizza Hut employees tasked with making it. Ambitious, yes. Smart? Absolutely not. 14. True to its name, Burger King's enormous omelet sandwich was less breakfast, more edible dare. Sausage, bacon, eggs, cheese, crammed onto an unnervingly long bun. Consuming one felt like preemptively surrendering to a food coma, a 700-plus calorie guarantee that your afternoon plans were canceled. 15. Let the words echo in the chambers of fast food horror. Taco Bell, seafood salad. Shrimp. Whitefish. Snow crab. Served in a taco shell bowl. At Taco Bell. The sheer biological and culinary wrongness of this cannot be overstated. It vanished faster than dignity after attempting it. 16. GD Ritzy's, a small retro chain, offers a peanut butter and jelly shake. Yes, they blend PB&J into ice cream. Is it a nostalgic trip back to childhood lunches? Or a crime against dairy products? The line is thin, my friends, and decidedly weird. 17. Ray Kroc's Lenten brain fart, the McDonald's Hula Burger, replaced beef with a grilled pineapple slice and cheese. On a bun, that's it. It competed against the Filet-O-Fish and lost spectacularly, proving that even desperation has its limits. Pineapple belongs far, far away from burger patties. 18. Chi-Chi's, the ghost of Mexican chain restaurants past, gave us Mexican fried ice cream. A scoop of ice cream coated in crushed cornflakes. Why? Deep fried, then served in a crunchy cinnamon sugar tortilla bowl. Simultaneously delicious, baffling, and probably a fire hazard. Peak weird dessert science. 19. Burger King's Shake 'em Up fries. Because apparently, evenly seasoned fries are too easy. Here's a bag, some potato sticks, and a packet of orange dust. Engage in vigorous shaking. Result? Patchy flavor, messy hands, and the vague feeling you've been tricked into doing unpaid labor. 20. Whataburger's honey butter chicken biscuit is a southern breakfast icon, but let's acknowledge its weirdness. The sheer intensity of the super sweet, sticky honey butter slathered over savory fried chicken on a biscuit is a flavor combination that would baffle anyone north of the Mason-Dixon line. Gloriously weird. 21. Why does Jack in the Box sell egg rolls? Alongside burgers, tacos, and curly fries? Served with sweet and sour sauce? It makes absolutely no logical sense on their menu. Yet somehow this bizarre fusion side dish persists and is even beloved. A true fast food enigma. 22. Imagine Colonel Sanders, the face of fried chicken, trying to sell you roast beef. KFC actually attempted this in the 60s with their Kentucky roast beef sandwiches. It was a brief, confusing identity crisis that left customers scratching their heads and presumably going elsewhere for beef. 23. Burger King deciding to sell bone-in pork ribs feels like a decision made purely on a dare. The operational complexity, the mess, the cost, the sheer incongruity with a burger-focused menu, it boggles the mind, like finding fine china at a dollar store. 24. Dog and Suds drive-ins were famed for root beer, but their Coney dogs featured a chili sauce that was unique. Often described as oddly sweet, sometimes with hints of cinnamon or cloves. It was a polarizing, distinctly weird take on a classic. An acquired taste, perhaps best left unacquired. 25. Mixed spaghetti. At McDonald's, in America, it happened. The cultural whiplash of seeing pasta served next to fries and a Filet-O-Fish is a weirdness that endures in the annals of fast food history. Some borders should not be crossed. 26. Howard Johnson's roadside restaurants once dominated America. Famous for 28 ice cream flavors, some weird, like burgundy cherry, Their true claim to ubiquitous weirdness was their fried clam strips. Greasy, chewy, served everywhere, they defined mediocre roadside seafood for decades. A national treasure of strange eats. 27. Arby's has glorious curly fries. So naturally, they decided to commit fry sacrilege by burying them under cheese sauce, bacon, and sour cream with their loaded curly fries. Crispiness wept. Soggy sadness ensued. Leave perfection alone. 28. McDonald's poured over $100 million into marketing the Arch Deluxe as the burger for adults. Adults responded by ordering burgers from places that didn't also smell faintly of children's tears and McNuggets. A failure of truly epic, expensive proportions. 29. Ever heard of a made-right sandwich? It's a Midwest staple. Seasoned loose ground beef piled onto a bun, often with just mustard and pickles. Not a patty, just meat crumbles. Eating it requires skill, luck, and a willingness to embrace the mess. Uniquely weird and surprisingly tasty. 30. The Burger King Halloween Whopper achieved legendary status not for its spooky black bun, but for the alleged side effect, turning diners' poop a festive, alarming shade of green. Your food should not double as a dye job for your insides. Peak fast food horror story. 31. Domino's blurred lines with the Oreo dessert pizza. Was it pizza? Was it a giant cookie experiment? A thin crust base, vanilla sauce, Oreo crumbles, icing. It existed in a strange, culinary, uncanny valley, both tempting and deeply confusing. 32. Kenny Rogers Roasters. Yes, the singer had a chicken chain, was known for wood-fired chicken, but its real star, bizarrely, was its corn muffins. People allegedly went there just for these incredibly sweet, addictive muffins, sometimes ignoring the chicken entirely. Weird menu dynamics. 33. The Wendy's Super Bar was a glorious, chaotic buffet island in the middle of a fast food restaurant. Pasta, tacos, endless salad. It was ambitious, probably unsanitary, and ultimately unsustainable. A beautiful, weird dream that couldn't last. 34. Taco Bell's Blackjack Taco was pure Halloween gimmickry. A black-dyed shell holding standard taco fillings. It looked mildly cool for a photo, tasted exactly the same, and disappeared like a phantom, leaving no lasting impression beyond, that was briefly black. 35. The ghost of the McHot dog haunts McDonald's history. Tested repeatedly, whispered about, but never launched nationally. Maybe founder Ray Kroc's alleged disdain for hot dogs, you don't know what's in them, created a corporate curse. The hot dog that never was. 36. What madness possessed Burger King to create the Whopperito? Cramming all the components of a Whopper – beef, cheese, pickles, lettuce, tomato, onions, ketchup, mayo – into a flour tortilla. It was a soggy, illogical fusion that tasted like compromise and desperation. 37. Cookout, a beloved southern drive-thru chain, offers floats made with cheerwine, a hyper-sweet, cherry-flavored regional soda. Mixing this intensely sweet, unique soda with ice cream creates a float experience unlike any other, deeply weird to outsiders, fiercely loved by locals. 38. Carl's Jr. Chakras Hardee's achieved peak excess with the Philly cheesesteak burger. Why choose between a burger and a cheesesteak when you can just pile one onto the other in a greasy, artery-punishing spectacle? Because it's probably a terrible idea, that's why. 39. McDonald's McStuffins were like the sad, forgotten cousins of Hot Pockets. Fillings like pepperoni pizza inexplicably jammed into small, dense French bread tubes. Awkward to eat, often heated unevenly, and quickly faded into deserved obscurity. 40. Remember Zantigo? This defunct Mexican chain had a cult item called the Chilito. Essentially, just chili and cheese tightly rolled in a small tortilla. Simple, maybe, but the name combined with its dense, almost weaponized form made it a uniquely weird comfort food legend. 41. KFC trying to sell a fish snacker always felt slightly pathetic. A tiny fish sandwich from the world's most famous chicken joint. It screamed, "We also have this, please notice," but nobody really did. Stick to the bird, Colonel. 42. Pizza Hut's Bigfoot. Pizza was 2 square feet of pure 90s insanity. A massive rectangular pizza perfect for parties where half the guests enjoy cold, structurally unsound slices. Proof that bigger isn't always better, especially when cheese congeals. 43. McDonald's thought they could conquer the wing market with mighty wings. They were bone-in, often spicy, and apparently not terrible. The problem? The price tag. Customers expected McDonald's value, not premium wing prices, leading to a financial disaster and mountains of leftover wings. 44. The Arby's 5-meat Megastack sandwich wasn't just food. It was a challenge to gravity and your digestive tract. Piling roast beef, turkey, ham, corned beef, and brisket, plus bacon and cheese, onto one bun? Eating it probably required medical supervision. 45. Dairy Queen took their classic peanut butter parfait and mutated it into a pizza. Soft serve, fudge, and peanuts haphazardly arranged on a crust. It melted on contact, required utensils, and fundamentally misunderstood both pizza and parfaits. A dessert Frankenstein. 46. Burger King's cheesy tots are weirdly compelling. Little fried potato spheres filled with molten orange goo that vaguely resembles cheese. They feel like something engineered in a lab for maximum junk food appeal. And honestly, they kind of nailed it. 47. The 90s pita craze led Wendy's to create the Chicken Caesar pita. Stuffing a creamy, lettuce-heavy salad into absorbent bread is a recipe for soggy disaster. It was messy, often disappointing, and a reminder that not all food belongs in a pita. 48. Taco Bell's naked chicken. Chalupa boldly declared, "The shell is the meat." A piece of shaped, breaded fried chicken served as the vessel for standard taco toppings. Was it innovation? Was it abomination? Was it peak Taco Bell? Probably all of the above. 49. McDonald's introducing a McRib Jr. remains baffling. The McRib is a phenomenon partly defined by its specific form and temporary nature. Offering a smaller, presumably less satisfying version? Who was asking for this slightly diminished cult experience? 50. Wiener Schnitzel sells hot dogs, but also tasty freeze soft serve. Okay, weird synergy. But their truly enduring weird item might be the chili cheese fries, drowned under an alarming amount of bright orange cheese sauce and a unique, slightly sweet chili. It looks wrong. Tastes weirdly good? 51. For a brief, strange moment, Burger King resurrected the Jumbo hot ham and cheese from the 70s. Just sliced ham, melted American cheese on a hoagie roll. Its stark, almost depressing simplicity felt completely alien on a modern menu obsessed with complex flavors and toppings. 52. White Castle's chicken rings. Why rings? Nuggets make sense. Tenders make sense. Rings? It's an arbitrary, slightly unsettling shape for processed chicken, suggesting either a deep misunderstanding of geometry or a surplus of ring-shaped molds. The mystery lingers. 53. McDonald's once tried to sell a chopped beefsteak sandwich, aiming for a hearty dinner vibe in the 70s. An elongated patty on a roll, it felt like the fast food equivalent of putting on a cheap tie, unconvincing and slightly sad. Stick to burgers, MacD's. 54. Arby's briefly offered a junior ham and cheddar melt, continuing the puzzling trend of miniaturizing popular items. Who consciously desires less warm, gooey cheddar sauce and savory ham? It's like ordering half a cookie. Why torment yourself? 55. KFC's fiery grilled wings were a confused product. First, grilled wings for the phantom health-conscious KFC customer. Then, drenching them in super hot sauce, often resulting in dry, overly spicy chicken that pleased neither camp. Make up your mind, Colonel. 56. Jack in the Box's bonus. Jack from the 70s wasn't just inspired by the Big Mac. It was practically plagiarism in edible form, complete with its own secret sauce. The sheer nerve of cloning a competitor's signature item so blatantly is historically weird. 57. Pizza Hut's twisted crust. Pizza featured a pull-apart breadstick border. Fun in theory, disastrous in practice. The crust often detached prematurely, leaving the main slice structurally compromised and toppings prone to sliding off. A pizza designed to self-destruct. 58. What truly set McDonald's cheddar melt apart as weird wasn't the cheese sauce or onions, but the baffling choice of a rye bun. It instantly evoked deli sandwiches, a flavor profile utterly foreign to the Golden Arches. A short-lived, head-scratching experiment. 59. Burger King gazed upon the already excessive enormous omelet sandwich and declared, "More meat." The meat-normous version added extra sausage, creating a breakfast behemoth capable of inducing hibernation. It wasn't a meal, it was a system shutdown. 60. Taco Bell's naked egg. Taco took the naked concept to its illogical breakfast conclusion. A fried egg, folded over, served as the shell for potatoes, cheese, and meat. The textural implications alone were enough to make one shudder. Innovation or culinary crime? 61. Wendy's keeps trying to upscale its cheese game. The Gouda Bacon Cheeseburger featured smoky Gouda and garlic aioli. Nice ingredients, sure, but using Gouda on a fast food burger felt like putting racing stripes on a hearse. Technically possible, but fundamentally weird. 62. The Chicago-only McJordan special was a quarter pounder with bacon and BBQ sauce. The weirdness wasn't the combo, it's fine, but the hyper-local celebrity endorsement for a global chain. Imagine a McBeadin available only in Delaware. Strange. 63. Burger King's Angry Whopper promised fury in food form. Jalapenos, crispy, angry onions, pepper jack, spicy sauce. A multi-layered heat assault that often just tasted like pain, overwhelming any actual burger flavor. Anger mismanagement on a bun. 64. Sonic dared to blend chocolate ice cream with jalapenos for their chocolate jalapeno shake. This extreme sweet heat experiment wasn't just unusual, it was potentially hazardous for the unprepared palate. A beverage that required bravery or foolishness. 65. Take the absurdity of the double down. Replace the original recipe chicken with spicy zinger fillets. The KFC Zinger Double Down amplified the insanity, creating a fiery, breadless monstrosity that tested the limits of both spice tolerance and common sense. 66. Domino's serving pasta in a bread bowl was peak carb-loading madness. Dishes like chicken Alfredo baked inside an edible container often arrived with soggy bread and induced immediate drowsiness. Plates exist for a reason, people. 67. Arby's loaded potato bites were tater tots that went through a cheese and bacon baptism by fire. Fried potato nuggets stuffed with processed cheese and bacon bits. Trashy? Yes. Weirdly irresistible? Also yes. Peak fast food logic. 68. McDonald's shrunk the Filet-O-Fish patty into tiny fish McBites, like popcorn chicken, but fishy. Why? The world may never know. They were less satisfying than the sandwich and quickly swam off the menu. 69. The legend of the Burger King Halloween. Whopper's green poop side effect cannot die. The spooky black bun allegedly led to colorful digestive surprises for many customers. A fast food item that changes your output color is profoundly, historically weird. 70. After the nacho cheese Doritos Locos Taco phenomenon, Taco Bell's Cool Ranch version felt like the less exciting, obligatory sequel. Still popular, sure, but it lacked the earth-shattering, they actually did it weirdness of the original Orange Dust Miracle. 71. Wendy's Asiago Ranch Chicken Club piled on Asiago cheese, bacon, and ranch dressing. So many assertive flavors. It often felt less like a harmonious sandwich, and more like a loud argument between strong ingredients. 72. McDonald's using bagels was one thing, but putting steak, egg, and cheese on one created a uniquely dense, chewy breakfast behemoth. It felt less like a morning pick-me-up, and more like a delicious anchor weighing you down. 73. Burger King's mushroom and Swiss melt, served on toasted bread, always feels like a refugee from a diner menu that accidentally wandered into BK. It's fine, comforting even, but jarringly out of place among the Whoppers. 74. Jack in the Box tried to capture brunch magic with brunch-fast items like burgers with fried eggs. Mostly, it just felt like they were randomly throwing breakfast ingredients onto lunch items, resulting in confused meals rather than true brunch delights. 75. Pizza Hut achieved peak stunt food with the Hot Dog Bites pizza, a pizza literally encircled by mini hot dogs baked into the crust, meant to be pulled off. It was a glorious, horrifying fusion of two-party staples that screamed America in the weirdest way possible. 76. McDonald's failure with the 100 million-plus Arch Deluxe is almost weirder than the burger concept itself. It's a massive testament to corporate delusion, thinking you can force sophistication on customers who just want cheap burgers and fries. Spectacularly misguided. 77. Arby's serving thick-cut smokehouse pork belly felt shockingly gourmet for a chain, synonymous with paper-thin roast beef. Rich, fatty, potentially delicious, but likely too unfamiliar and upscale for their usual clientele. A bold, strange move. 78. KFC's Georgia Gold Chicken introduced a tangy honey mustard BBQ sauce nationwide. Pushing such a specific, somewhat niche regional flavor profile was a gamble. Turns out, not everyone was craving mustard-based chicken from the Colonel. Quelle surprise. 79. Why, oh why, did Burger King make chicken fries rings? Reshaping their popular chicken sticks into circles served zero functional purpose. It was pure novelty for novelty's sake, likely conceived during a very strange marketing meeting involving dartboards. 80. McDonald's learned a hard lesson with the strawberry shortcake McFlurry. Don't put biscuits in ice cream. Blending biscuit pieces into soft serve resulted in universally panned soggy, doughy chunks. Some desserts are sacred and should not be McFlurried. 81. The Kit Kat Chocolatilla from Taco Bell. Simply melted Kit Kat bars grilled in a tortilla. Its genius lies in its utter, unadulterated simplicity and absurdity. It's the kind of glorious stoner snack creation you make at home, not something a national chain admits to selling. 82. The pretzel bun craze gave us Wendy's pretzel bacon cheeseburger. That dense, chewy, distinctly flavored bun dramatically altered the burger experience, making it heavier and unique, a trend that burned incredibly bright, then vanished just as fast. 83. McDonald's big push for premium with Angus third pounders fizzled out. Despite the fancier beef and higher price, customers didn't perceive enough value or taste difference compared to old standbys like the quarter pounder. The masses had spoken. Keep it simple, keep it cheap. 84. Burger King's French toast sticks are a breakfast institution now, but their debut was pure, portable weirdness. Deep-fried sticks of French toast? It felt both incredibly convenient and slightly sinful, a perfect distillation of fast food breakfast logic. 85. Sonic serving a non-alcoholic margarita flavored with Carolina Reaper peppers, the Reaper Spicy Margarita, is peak beverage insanity. Offering potentially agonizing levels of heat in a drink at a family drive-in? Brave, reckless, and undeniably weird. 86. KFC's Go Cups were designed for cup holders, layering chicken and wedges vertically. While practical for solo drivers, the sheer visual absurdity of eating a tiered chicken dinner out of a large beverage cup cannot be denied. Comical convenience. 87. Carl's Jr. Hardee's crammed a whole barbecue onto one bun with the most American thick burger. Burger patty, cheese, bacon, plus a split hot dog and potato chips. It wasn't just a burger, it was an edible act of patriotic aggression against your arteries. 88. The McFeast burger haunts McDonald's international menus but consistently fails in the US. Its special tangy sauce and standard toppings seem innocuous, yet it somehow lacks the magic to stick stateside, forever the slightly off burger cousin. 89. Burger King's Mac and Cheetos were a crime against nature and a triumph of junk food engineering. Macaroni and cheese, extruded into sticks, coated in Cheetos dust, deep-fried to a shocking orange. They looked wrong, sounded wrong, and yet achieved cult status for their audacity. 90. Taco Bell asked, "What if chips were chicken?" The naked chicken chips answered. Triangular fried chicken pieces served with nacho cheese sauce. Forget tortilla chips. Dip fried chicken instead. Part of their relentless, bizarre war on traditional carbohydrates. 91. Wendy's Sauce'em Sauce. What does it taste like? Yes, smoky, sweet, tangy, creamy, Maybe. Its intentionally vague name and hard-to-pin-down flavor profile made it a fundamentally weirder condiment choice than predictable ketchup or mustard. 92. McDonald's Southern-style chicken sandwich was their blatant attempt to copy Chick-fil-A. And it tasted like it. A technically proficient but ultimately soulless imitation. It lacked originality and always felt slightly awkward on their menu. 93. Burger King took their popular chicken fries and made them fiery. A simple concept, but the resulting heat could be genuinely intense, transforming a mindless snack into a potentially painful experience if you weren't prepared. Spicy roulette. 94. Pizza Hut's stuffed garlic knots were basically concentrated pizza essence. Dough knots filled with cheese, swimming in garlic butter. Delicious carb bombs, yes, but ordering them with a pizza felt like peak redundancy, a gluttonous cry for help. 95. Arby's put their fish fillet on a Sweet King's Hawaiian bun. The sweet bread paired with savory fried fish and tangy tartar sauce created a polarizing flavor combination. Some found it uniquely delicious, others found it deeply, fundamentally wrong. 96. KFC bringing Nashville hot chicken nationwide was a bold move. This specific style is intensely spicy, heavy on cayenne, and not for the faint of heart. Unleashing that level of regional fire on the general public was a gamble on America's heat tolerance. 97. The Shamrock Shake is perfect. McDonald's messing with it by adding chocolate or Oreos feels like adding spoilers to a classic movie. These Shamrock Shake variations often just muddy the pure, artificial, minty green magic of the original seasonal icon. Stop the madness. 98. Burger King nodded to the Chipotle trend with the Chipotle Whopper. Adding the smoky, spicy sauce gave it a different dimension but ultimately felt like a fleeting gimmick, a temporary flavor boost rather than a lasting menu evolution. 99. Taco Bell achieved peak breakfast dessert absurdity with Cap'n Crunch Delights. Deep-fried dough balls, injected with a sweet, milky filling, then rolled in crushed Cap'n Crunch berry cereal. Aggressively sweet, texturally bizarre, utterly unforgettable weirdness. 100. Wendy's flirted with danger using ghost peppers in fries and chicken sandwiches. This wasn't just spicy, it was incorporating one of the world's hottest peppers into mainstream fast food. A thrill for chili heads, potential agony for everyone else. Deliciously irresponsible. 101. And the undisputed king of weird fast food failures, McDonald's McDLT. The legendary dual-chambered styrofoam coffin kept the hot patty separate from the cool lettuce, tomato. An environmental disaster solving a non-existent problem with maximum comedic inefficiency. Glorious failure. 101 exhibits from the fast food freak show. Peanut butter burgers, beer dogs, green poop whoppers. The culinary crimes are endless. Seriously, what were they thinking half the time? Now, the important part. What's the absolute weirdest thing on this list you actually dare to eat? Or is there some legendary local monstrosity I missed? Unleash the bizarre food confessions in the comments below. I need the dirt. If you somehow survived this journey through questionable taste, destroy that like button and subscribe because the world is weirder than you think and we're exposing it all. What rabbit hole of absurdity should we dive down next? Let me know. Now, go find some palate cleanser. You've earned it.